The Target dollar spot is popping. Hey teacher friends, welcome to Sutton Teaches Secondary. I am Miss Sutton, but you can call me MarQuitta. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are excited because it's that time of year when we can go to Target and the dollar spot has all the things that we want. Well, not all the things, but a lot of things. So I've got some stuff that I got from Target. Did a little Target dollar spot haul, although nothing is really $1 anymore. I don't know what's up with that, but it's okay. But I'm showing you some of the things that I got. Remember, I am a secondary teacher, so I am very, very cautious of the things that I pick up. I want to make sure they are absolutely useful. I also want to remind you as well, make sure that you are only picking up the stuff that you need. I know that it gets very exciting this time of year, but we also got to think about our budgets. And a little teacher tip that they don't tell you: you better keep your receipt, and if you do not use all of this stuff by the end of August, return it. Target will be okay. But your finances will not. No, I was playing. I don't know your finances, but I'm saying save yourself some money, keep your receipts, return them for real. Okay? So the first thing I've got some borders. Now, I liked this one because it has the different hands making the heart sign, like, aw. And I like that they were different skin colors. Obviously, I teach all students of color, so it's very important for me to have things that look like us in our classroom. Now, I do not know if I will use these because I really get nervous about things looking too juvenile in my classroom, but I couldn't resist. Also, these come in double-sided now. So if you don't like this side or you kind of want to switch it up, you have another side to use. I also really suggest, this is like the one thing that is $1. So I really suggest that if you find one that you like, because they had lots of different prints, if you find one that you like, grab a bunch. And like I said, whatever you don't use, return, because these go very quickly and you don't want to lose out on having what you need. I also found this one that I really liked, and it said that you are more than a test. This one stood out to me because I teach AP, so you know, our test is a big deal, but at the same time I want them to remember that they are more than that. I also don't know if I'm going to actually use it, but I got it just in case. I might look to see if there's something else that says this, but in a look that is a bit more high school friendly, if you know what I mean. Now, something else that I found that I thought was really cool, and I don't normally see, are these charts. So Target has these dry erase activity sheets, and they actually, it's supposed to be 2 parts, where there's a little black stand, and I'll try to find a picture or a link to it. There's a little black stand that you put these charts in, and then you can write on top of them and then erase it, and you can use it for instruction. So it's like, instead of making the anchor charts, you have them already made, and they're pretty cool, right? So there's informative writing, and then it goes through like the process and like your evidence and all that kind of stuff. There's the one on the back is your playing out your story, you know, beginning, middle, end kind of thing if they are writing a narrative. And then there are lots of different, let me see if I can pull it up close. I don't know why I did it like that. Let me see if I can pull it up close. But there's lots of different ones with different kinds of text structure, which is like the very first time that I've seen something that's very English specific, that I thought was like great. Now, this is obviously not English specific for secondary, like for high school, what I'm teaching specifically. But if you are an elementary school teacher and you are like the English teacher, or you're just elementary school teacher, period, you're always teaching English, I think this is great. I like it. I don't know. Maybe it might work for your secondary classroom. You know, we've got SPED, we've got all kinds of things going on. So I don't know, but I thought this was really cool. And this was a good price too. This was $3. I like $3. Something else that I found was this contact paper. Now, this contact paper, this is the pattern. All of them have the pattern on them of what type of contact paper it is. They had some really cool patterns. They had, if I was a math teacher, I would have really loved, they had grids. So like if you're a math teacher who's teaching lots of graphing, they had the contact paper that was in grids. You could totally like make a whole wall with your grids on it. And then that way, whenever you're graphing, it's like already right there. They also are obviously very much watching the trends happening with teachers, because they had the contact paper that was like the wooden style, because I know a lot of teachers use that wooden style paper to do their back wall or something like that in their classrooms. They had the wooden one, so if that is you and that's the style you're going for, go rush to Target and get you some. And then this one was like the dots, which I really liked because my classroom has lots of black and white in it. So I was like, ooh, I might be able to use that. This was $5 though. So something else, you know, Target is always really good for having the organization tools and the things that we need to keep our classrooms really nice and organized. I did not need a ton of that stuff this year. I have plenty. And I have them in the colors that I want, right? Like I'm not buying any more of that stuff for the most part. But I keep my markers in like, you know, communal tubs because we don't use markers every day. So when I bring them out, I like to just like boom, boom, set some on tables and like have at it. But the ones that I have are like these ugly boxes and they're kind of tired. So I was thinking that these would be nice, and I like these because they're stackable, so I can literally just put them in the closet and they'll stack the way I want them to and all that good stuff. So yeah, I'm excited about these, and I like that they're open, so you don't have to like literally open a container, dig into it. It's just like they're there, like boop, grab what you need. I'm excited about that. But other than that, I did not buy any more organization stuff because I did not need it. But if you need it, they have them. They have the little tubs to organize your books. They have the little tubs to, you know, if you need to keep papers in, all of those things. They always have those. And like, now on to my favorite thing from the dollar spot. And it's gonna trip you out, but I love these packets of flashcards. Yes, these flashcards. Now, don't get me wrong, these flashcards are definitely for like preschoolers. So if you have kids, I definitely suggest getting these because these are fun and they're great for them, and they're for like preschoolers, elementary school kids, that kind of thing. But these are my favorite thing to use in the classroom. And let me tell you why. So first, let me go through, like, for example, we've got the animal cards, right? Now, sometimes they have the animal games where they like match. There's like a matching set in here. This year they don't, so I just bought 2. And what I like to do is I use these to partner kids up. So when it is time for students to talk, right? Turn and talk gets really old. We know that, right? Like after the first couple weeks, you're like, turn and talk to your neighbor, and they have the same neighbors or whatever the case, and it's done, it's dead. I also think it's important for kids to move around the room, right? They need to get their blood pumping, that kind of thing. Now, the way that I partner kids up, because nobody has time to like really choose partners, and then if I let them choose their own partners, they're just gonna choose their friends and they won't talk about what I asked them to talk about. I use these. I count how many, while students are doing their writing or processing whatever they need to do that they're about to talk about, I get my cards together. So if there's 20 kids, I get out 20 cards, 10 of the same animal twice, right? Shuffle them up really good, and then I randomly pass out the cards to everyone. And then when it's time to find a partner, I say, go find the person who has the same animal as you, which takes students about 10 seconds, which is what I want. They have to get up, they have to move, and now they have somebody new to talk to. I love it. I promise you, it's the best. The best. Très magnifique. I love it. I use it all year. The kids, like, they really sit there looking at their cards like, oh my gosh, what is this card for? And you can kind of switch it up. Like if you buy multiple sets of these, maybe it's find your partner, then maybe it's find your trio, or maybe it's find 2 animals and then 2 animals that live together, right? Like, because you're not asking them to do something they can't do. So you can kind of switch it up however you want. And They have opposite cards this year, so that's gonna be fun because, you know, I'll switch it up and say like, find the person who's your opposite word. That's a good one. I'm excited about that. And then if you are a social studies teacher, or, you know, well, it's not social studies, it's, you know, if you're history or whatever, something that's within the social studies realm, then they have these culture cards and they have these president cards. And I think these are cool because when everyone walks in, you give everybody a card, right? You get your card for today. And this is how I'm calling you to share your answers. So instead of using the popsicle sticks, right? Because if you teach classes where you have multiple periods, I'm not writing out popsicle sticks for every single student for all of my classes. I'm not doing that. So sometimes to cold call, instead of calling your name, I can call the president. And so now it's content based, because if it's history, we need to know the presidents anyway. So it's content based. Who has Reagan? Like, Reagan, it's your turn to talk, right? And then once they've shared their answer, you collect their card back. And then by the end of class, everyone's shared. And they have a little card with them and they're probably reading the back while they get bored. It's content in their hand. Who doesn't love that? Or same thing with cultures. If you're doing like world history, you have the cards. Who's got France? Who's got India, right? Like, it has different cards. They're learning something about the culture. It's content based, but it's still a great way to call out students and all that kind of stuff. Yo, I'm telling you, this is the best. Great way to get students to participate. Great classroom management tool as far as participation goes. I love these. I love these. I really do. Okay, so that is my Target haul. That's all I got. I told you I did not go crazy, but you do want to make sure you subscribe because I have more hauls coming. I'm also going to be doing some refreshers from my classroom and classroom transformation stuff, and you do not want to miss it. I'm also doing classroom library this summer. I got a lot of stuff going on. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a video. You get to be here for all the fun, teacher friend. And I will see you next time, okay? Remember, you are amazing. All right.